What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be talking about some of the best upgrades you can do to make your pass game unstoppable. Obviously, today the Unstoppable promo is also dropped. We're going to go over some of those things, but many of you guys have been asking about certain additions that you possibly can use without having to spend a lot of coins to get that done, right? You're like, yo, G, what do I need to do? So this is something that we tried today, and it actually worked out pretty well. Again, EA, this is a W. The season cards are actually good this year as opposed to what it was last year for the most part. This card is absolutely unbelievable with throwing the football. If you have Michael Vick or whoever, no matter, Dan Marino, whatever, you're going to want to go ahead and try out Cam Ward. I'm telling you right now, this dude right now, I think we're like on a 15-game win streak. He's really, really good. All right. Now, the key to this is you have to have a 50-50 theme team. Because what that does is not only does it give you the speed, you're going to get that +1 throw power, which is going to jump them up to the 94. If you don't have a 50-50 theme team, it's going to make it a little bit more of a struggle for you because 82 speed is already slow enough. All right, so you feel it. Conductor being 10 AP, I'm all out with that. For those of you guys that don't know, the reason that it's 10 AP is because there's a glitch where if you flip the play, you can do like 10 hot routes or something like that, and they don't know what they're doing with it. So for now, it's going to be that high. Maybe with the next update, they can fix it and, you know, fix Conductor. But for now, that's why it's like that for those of you guys that were asking about it. All right, so that's ultimately what you're going to need to know about that. Now, the QB strategy card you're going to need is the throw power for the gunslinger. All right, this right here is about 10K. All right, it's not an expensive strat card. You can get it literally from playing the game inside the field pass for free. You know, it's so many different ways to get it, but like I said, it's 10K, so it's not that big of a deal. Definitely add that. That's gonna, you get to see the boost. Like you see the differences with the way they throw the football. So it's not something like, you know, like a placebo, like play rec or something stupid like that. It actually enhances the way he throws the football. So you're going to want to make sure that you're taking a look at that and adding that to the strategy card slot in your lineup. All right. Now, we're going to briefly go over some of the unstoppable players that dropped. In my opinion, they're L's. If you guys want to grab them and see what it's about, it's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some insight into the cards. Patrick Mahomes, obviously we don't need him because we're talking about Cam Ward, right? So we don't need him, but I know some of you guys want to see what it's about. So I'm going to let you guys see exactly what his card is all about, right? So obviously he's an 80 speed. We don't really care about that, but let's take a look at something that, you see, EA kind of ruined this promo simply for the fact that they gave unstoppable X factors that no one cares about anymore. Like, remember when he had that card back in like Madden 22 and he had, you know, escape artists and stuff like that? It was cool. We know dots doesn't work. Brick wall might work, but it's still something that's ridiculous. You know, maybe if you give him like high point Deadeye or something that these players use, he would be more sought after, which would then in turn encourage an overall price increase on his card. It seems like they're living in the past with the abilities and not updating where the cards are now in Madden 26. So in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think that he's a good card to experiment with. Now, Aaron Donald, it's very difficult because he's a 78 speed, okay? Most of the players that you play are going to roll out of the pocket. Why? It's very easy to do. You don't have much, like there's not a lot you have to do in this game. You can just hike the ball and run outside the pocket. Even with the addition and the upgrades of the contains, it still doesn't work. Now he does get unstoppable force. Yeah, it's like a double of the same thing. He gets the unstoppable run stuffer, and then he gets the interior threat. So he has decent X factors. But even if you add the +3 speed, he's 81 speed, bro. I don't really think at this point in the game anyone should be doing that. Because I'm telling you, I can't stop the run to save my life. You know what I'm saying? I got to go through so many things to stop the run. The game is almost impossible to play because of that. But, you know, maybe Unstoppable Force will work for you if you run a scheme where you run 2-man under or something like that. I want to show you that Matt Milano because we just finished the event and I sold them for 800K. So if you're looking to make some coins, you could try the event out. I think the event is straight savagery. All right, I want to just be 100% clear about that. Like, this event is really, really bad. You can't rush the quarterback. It's like, real, dude, look, guys, I'm going to always be honest with you regardless. I would be very, very careful and cautious playing this, you know, this week's events. Really, really bad stuff. But the unstoppable mid-zone KO Could it be good? Yes. But he's a linebacker. You know, people still have that issue with the linebacker jumping for picks. It's a lot of stuff going on. But I'm very disappointed in the first drop because none of the players are like stand out. Like, oh my God, I gotta grab him. Like, they didn't even give Justin Jefferson double me like they did last year, unstoppable double me. So it's like, what are we doing? Maybe they're waiting until the next drop, but this was a really, really bad drop. Now we're going to continue to go on with increasing and upgrading your pass game to make it unstoppable. All right. This new season 2 player, I'm going to tell you this again, right? There's certain players in the game where you can replace them and not have to worry about it. With your O-line, getting an 88 player, you're not going to see much of a difference. Also, this guy gets identifier at 88 overall. So that's all good. We can now see where our defender is on defense, right? It's pretty good to do that. And he has the weight, he gets all 32 team chems, and he's going to be super savage with his strength. You know, I'm going to show you guys what's going on. He's going to be really, really strong on the right side, and it may help with the run game because one of the things that I've been noticing, the way that these players play, right? Although the weight is no longer a major factor, especially defensively, stronger players are very effective when you run the ball. And you'll notice that when you play some of these bums out there, they have all kind of old linemen that are really big and like they're slow, but they're strong. And that causes a lot of problems, you know, obviously for your defensive line when the O-line is so strong and they're all lined up across the board. So now, this is what I want you guys to understand. We're going to spend some tickets, okay? We did spend tickets for the Davante Adams, right? We're going to spend tickets again to kind of show you that it's worth it. Because especially if you have a very expensive right tackle, like I said, depending on the skilled position or where the players are, you can get away with replacing them. With the O-line, adding a player like this, that's an 88 overall, you're not going to see any major difference in the way your O-line plays. And you're going to be adding identifier if you don't already have it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to unlock him now. We're going to upgrade him so you guys see exactly what goes on with it. Go into the store, get all of, you know, the actual upgrade tokens that we don't have and just put them out there. Now, if you guys are wondering like, yo, I got this high overall lineman I don't want to replace, guys, I'm not telling you that it's something that you have to do. I'm telling you something that works for me. Because I've seen the differences in the linemen that I've replaced and where I put them and all that stuff. And this guy is going to be good. Also, with the addition of identifier, it makes him even better. So it just works out for me. And I think that it's something that many of you guys are probably not paying attention to because you're like, yo, let me get this guy. He's fast. Let me get Davante Adams. He's fast. You know, bro, what about your O-line? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like somebody got a block. Now, look, if you're getting looped, right? Or you're getting like stunt, like dudes are just running stunts and just stunting you, that's something that you're going to have to learn with blocking assignments. All right, not your general O-line. Like this right here is just for like straight ground and pound. If you like, you know, max protect, these guys are going to hold their blocks longer than other players simply because they're stronger. Again, with the weight factor, we already know that the weight factor is something that EA primarily took away from this Madden, so it's not that impactful. All right, now Trent Brown is a Raider, but he's gone. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like he's out of here. We're going to go ahead and add Membu in, right? And then we're going to go ahead and upgrade him. And I'm going to let you guys see where he is at an 88 overall. Keep in mind, these players will not get additional full upgrades to 90 until like mid-October. So if you're looking to like figure out, like, yo, G, how long? Probably about mid-October. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that question, right? So you got to deal with this until that time. Now, for all that stuff that you guys are doing with your squad and everything like that, and you're trying to build up your team, I would tell you this, bro. This will change the way your team plays. 92 strength, 6'4", 332. Run the ball to his side and tell me how it is. With an 87 run block, 87 run block power, and 88 run block finesse. Tell me the difference. Because like I said, I've already seen it, so I know. I know what these players are doing. So make sure you try to figure out how to get them in there. And then with Cam Ward, those are two pieces that's going to make your pass game unstoppable. And not only that, the lineman's going to help you in the run game too. So you get the identifier with it, you know, you'll be able to see your defender, and then you got a better quarterback with 94 throw power. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.